Everyone, welcome to your workout. Today we're going to focus on the hips and the back. So we're going to try to alleviate some of the hip pain and back pain you might have by doing some of these stretches and exercises that are beneficial to those postures, and then we'll do counter poses so that you feel a little bit of relief after you've stretched the hips or the back. So I'll catch you in just a second, and just grab your mat. Start at the back of our mat. We're going to roll down into a downward facing dog. So just come down slowly from a hinge position with your hips. So now you're in like a letter L, an upside down letter L. Slowly slide the hands down the shins, walk them to the front of the mat, and then you're going to settle into your downward facing dog. You can slightly move in your downward facing dog or hold still, make some adjustments, press into your feet a little bit more. A couple of breaths here. Let's go ahead and start lifting the right leg, kick it out a few times, then take that hip and make some circles with it. And that's 3, and then reverse for 1, 2, and 3, and then set the leg down, kick up the left leg, and the heel is kicking to the glute. Then let's make some hip circles, 1 and 2 and 3, and reverse for 1, 2, and 3. Roll the body forward into a plank position. Press the knees to the floor. Chest and chin come down, and then slide up into this cobra. Let's just stretch. So take your fingertips out to the sides. The upper body is relaxing. And then we're going to lift up in a more active pose here and come down. We're stretching the lower back and the front, the core. Pull the glutes and the heels in together. And 5. And lean the head back. And then come down, press the hands into the floor, curl your toes under, push up onto the knees, back into a downward facing dog, and let's just walk to the front of the mat. Roll the body forward, hands overhead, and into prayer position. We're going to take it down, and we're going to do a downward facing dog from a downward facing dog split position. So go ahead and step back with the with the left leg and kick up the right leg for the split, and let's kick the leg for 3. That's 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it back up again. Kick the heel to your glute, and we're going to step backwards here, so that you are halfway off your mat in your flipped dog position or rock star. Then we're going to drop down, keeping that tip toe on the right leg. The toes are pointed upward, the heel is up, and then lift up again, and then come down for 2. Use your upper body strength. 3, 4, reaching back, and 5, we're going to flip back over and set down the right foot. Let's walk it back to the front. Roll the body up, hands come up overhead, and back down into prayer. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So arms up, forward fold. Step back with the right leg this time. Then the left leg kicks up into our down dog split. And then let's kick the back heel for 1, 2, and 3. Straighten that leg again. And then we're going to roll over. Flip yourselves over so you're halfway off the mat. Hold here, and then let's sit down into it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then flip back over. All right, let's do some spinal rolls here. Lift up on the heels, roll the body forward, bend the knees, back into downward dog, roll forward. Head is the last thing to come up, and push back with bent knees, roll forward, push it back, roll forward, and push it back. All right, then we're going to take the left leg, lift it up, step wide into a lizard pose. And we're gonna hold here. This is the good hip opener. You're gonna rock a little bit into this stretch, and then set the knee down, untuck your toes, push with your left hand to the outside or to the inside of that left knee. And then bring the knee back, and then let's catch the back foot and stretch out the leg, the quad and the right leg. You're also getting a little bit of a spine stretch here. Stretch that back, carefully release the leg, and let's come down lower into our lizard stretch so you can roll out onto the side of that left foot so that it's open. Your sole of your foot is facing like the palm of your hand out like that, and hold into this pose. Maybe hold still or move in just a little bit. Then let's walk the same leg into your pigeon. You can either hold that leg so it's a little more parallel, or you can let it kind of come into the tip of that hip. And then you could also bring it down low to the floor here. And just hang here for a little bit. We're deepening that stretch. On both sides, we're gonna end up doing both sides. First, we're gonna come up out of this stretch and bring that back leg into a twisted knee position here. So first thing, we're gonna press the knee down. This is stretching out that top glute muscle. So you're pressing down into your stretch. A few breaths here. And then we're gonna do our little spine twist from our seated position here. So as you're putting pressure on that knee, you feel it activating that glute stretch. So let's lift up this top knee. You can hug the knee or put your elbow to the back or the side of that leg, and then look over your opposite shoulder. Mindful breathing here. Make sure you're breathing into it. All right, and then let's unwrap ourselves. Hands back to the floor. Come to your knees. Pick the knees up into your bear stance, and then push back again into a downward facing dog. Let's lift up the right leg now and step wide. So you're in your lizard stretch. We can pulse into this lizard stretch like we did on the other side. And then if you want to set the knee down and untuck the toes and press to the inside of that knee, you get a deep stretch We're doing some hip opening here. All right. Then let's catch this back leg here. With that same, the right hand is catching the left foot. Get a good stretch in that quad. Carefully release the foot. Then walk that leg to the center of your mat and sit back down into your stretch. Into your pigeon stretch. You can come down low with it, or you can sit up high into it. So here we're getting a back, hi buddy, a back and a hip stretch. Come here, bud. Oh. Good, and you can, take it down or take it high or low, whichever one feels better. And then we're gonna push back up and sit into that stretch. Bring the left knee now on top of the right. And then put a little pressure on the knees. So the knees are kind of stacked on top of each other. You're feeling it in the top leg. That hip is feeling it. The glute muscle is feeling it more. And then we're gonna lift up this knee, the top knee, and twist the body into a spine stretch. That's my spine cracking. Good, and then we're gonna turn our bodies around, knees back to the floor, push up into a bear stance, and then push back into downward facing dog. Stretch here in your downward facing dog. We're gonna lift up on the heels, bend the knees, and step or hop to the front of the mat, roll up carefully. I'm gonna face the front now. So we're gonna stand here and do a hip opening posture. You're either gonna pick up the leg underneath or hold on the outside of your knee, balancing here. This is like a standing happy baby. So you're stretching. We're gonna grab the big toe, do a leg extension, balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then come into a standing lotus. You can hold on to that foot. Making sure, testing your balance here. And then we're gonna do another adventurous stretch by taking the right foot with the left hand, regain the balance from the outside. You're taking that foot, and then you're going to stretch or extend that leg out. The side view, standing here, pick up the right foot, catch the right foot with the left hand on the outside, and you're doing a little bit of a twist. This is a great balance challenge exercise, and then we'll set it down. We'll do the same thing on the other leg. So pick up the left leg, cracks and everything. Roll that foot out, or you can hook your arm underneath it for stability. Then you're gonna take the foot. First, let's do our standing lotus, balance. And then we gotta do our leg extension. So take your big toe and open that leg out to the side. Stretch it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back. And then you're gonna catch, I'm gonna show you the side view again. You're gonna lift up your left foot, catch it with the right hand on the outside, And then extend. And hold if you can. Now, if these exercises are difficult, you can always catch the leg and just keep the knee bent and practice extending the leg from this position. And then you get used to it. Then you can try grabbing the outside of the foot, which makes it a little bit harder. So now we're gonna come down, we're gonna do a little squat. We're gonna take our time going down, slight bend in the knees as you go down. See if you can keep the heels together. And the knees will crack. You might need to adjust to put the heels together. This is a good hip opening stretch. And then you come into your balance. This is a malasana variation, a toe balance, and a hip opener, all in one. If you want to just do the malasana squat, press the heels to the floor and then press your elbows into the knees and get a nice little stretch that way. Whew. And hold here. This is good for your spine, also good for the hip opener. Good. And then let's go ahead and sit into the stretch. Put our heels together, and then this is a seated version of that stretch, very similar to the malasana squat positioning with the heels. And you're putting your hands behind your back, so you sit up tall into this posture, this butterfly stretch, or you can grab onto your feet and then try to lower your chest. Maybe put your elbows to the floor if you can. If not, take a block. See how low you can go. So we're working on this hip stretch, flexibility here. Come up carefully. Let's extend both legs now. Wide leg stretch. So sit up tall into the stretch so my hands are behind my back. You're sitting up tall, adjust your feet as necessary. Stay tall. Let's extend the arms out and see if we can go deeper into this stretch like we're doing a split. Even if you just reach your fingertips to the floor. Even if you just come about halfway like this. Maybe you can melt your elbows down to the floor. And breathe into it. Little break. This is good for the spine too. And then let's reach. So you're either going to grab the inside of your foot, a big toe, or rest your elbow down on the mat and see if you can look up. This is a good stretch and hip opener, spine and hips. That is our focus today. Then let's walk it over to the other side. And reach that arm up to the ceiling. Elbow is pressing down to the floor. Both hips are on the floor. And then come back. Now reach both hands to the feet or some part, maybe even just out wide. Pull the hands together, pull the feet together, forward fold. So you're either grabbing on to the bottoms of your feet and folding forward. Side view is a hinge, and you just come down close to the knees. If you need to bend your knees to reach your face, you could try that, or put your hands underneath your knees. And then carefully lift yourselves up. Scoot a little bit closer to the front of the mat. Roll like a ball down to the mat. Let's settle into a happy baby. And let's do some happy baby shifting to the left and to the right. I can't go as far, so if you want more of a leg extension on the other side. You need some space. So you're just making a letter P with your legs. Happy baby. And see if you can extend those legs. Then settle into the happy baby. You can grab the outsides of your feet also and hold in this stretch. Or hold still or rock into it. Then let's let the feet go. Extend the legs up above. And let's hold here for about 30 seconds in our inversion. So this is a very basic inversion exercise, but it's excellent to do this every day, even from your bed, from the floor, from a sofa. Your back is in a neutral position. And you can even rock a little bit left and right. Hi doggies. Hi guys. Hi cuties. Hi guys. And then we're going to roll. Well, we've got dogs all over me now. We're going to roll or just sit up. And that's going to be it for our hip and spine exercise workout, yoga workout today. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great rest of the day. We'll catch up soon. Bye.